Hello everybody, well you know who I am, I'm Kai Genzai, and basically we're doing a summary over the Rell movie. They showed us a lot of new things, such as like kinda some of the game, character customization, and a lot of other things that I will be explaining in this video in under 20 minutes or less. If it's over 20 minutes, sorry, I'm recording this on Tuesday, and I'm not too sure if that's how long it's going to take. Well, if it's going to be over 20 minutes long. Anyways, let's start the video. In the beginning of the Rell movie, they showed us the fact that for body traits, there are going to be feminine and masculine body choices, and you can also choose your race. You don't have to spin for it. And the races so far that I know of are human, Skypean, I think fishman, cyborg, and mink. Don't forget mink. And I believe that's all, unless I'm missing one, which I don't think I am. And for the traits at the top left corner, body traits is, as you see right now, race, skin, and body type. Face traits are like scars, eye color, hair, and so on. And for the main traits is what your character build is mainly going to be focusing on. So I believe that's going through endurance, health, HP, like just basically the main stats. I'm not going to list all of them because that would be too much for me personally. But basically like what you want your character to focus on mainly. You can obviously choose other stats, but what your character wants to focus on pretty much. For equipment, I believe that it's like what you want to start out with. It could be a starter weapon, it's like a katana, dagger, and flintlock, or you can just use hands, I believe. And that's all for character customization. I also forgot to mention that there will be different clothes for females and men in the game. I'm just going to add that part in for whoever cares. And so, same for face traits. For men and women, there are going to be face traits, clothes, and just scars, I believe, or maybe different. I'm not too sure. I also forgot to mention in the beginning, they showed us like a menu wheel thing. We are not too sure what any of the buttons do. We know that the sales button is basically to get into the game, though. That's all. Seriously. Next section. Okay, so for Rell they wanted to make it so that you could level up in any possible way. Some of the ways they showed us included cooking, chopping down trees, and I also believe fishing. So basically, they only want to make it so, the only way you can level up is to fight off bandits. They wanted to make it so almost everything you can mainly do is a way to level up. If you want to fight to level up, fight to level up. Cook to level up, cook to level up. Chop trees down to level up, chop trees down to level up. And that's all I think they are doing so far. Okay, so for specifically Rell they made it so that you need a lockpick to open chest. Like you literally need a lockpick to open chest. And I'm bad at explaining things, so I think it's actually better for these guys to explain the lockpicking system for you guys. Because I don't want, like say this video gets popular, I'm going to basically gaslight the entire community when I say, hey guys, do this, and the games will like no, don't do that, and I do not want to look goofy. So I'm going to let them explain it to you since they're just, they're kind of better at this, so yeah.
Like a little mini game that pops up, right?
Okay.
So you go from easy, medium, and high.
Right now, let me put my volume up so you guys can hear some stuff.
Thank you.
You have to listen to the sound. And if you turn the wrong way, your pick lock will break. You see I'm turning the second one. And then my pick lock broke.
The fishing in Rell is basically like a mini game. If you catch a fish and you have to spin the rod, and if you don't spin it fast enough, your rod will go all the way into the red zone. But if you catch a fish and you spin it and it goes all the way into the blue zone, then you catch the fish. It's pretty self-explanatory, and it's just logic. That's pretty much all.
And I believe that the higher levels fishing skill or rod you have, the better rarities and the better fish you get.
Okay, and the stat system in this game is like, we have health, defense, endurance, spiritual, luck, and willpower. It's obvious what health and luck does, but I don't know what the other four do, and I don't know how it makes much sense since endurance and defense pretty much mean the same thing. So I'm in the middle with it, and here's all the extra stuff in case you wanted to see it. That's all. I'm moving on to the next section now. Okay, so for this next part, this is like blacksmithing. I believe it's just enchants. I know that there's the sea stone enchant, the fire enchant, the ice enchant, the poison enchant. I don't think I said that already. There's lightning enchant, and it's obvious what the other stuff does, and the sea stone enchant is quite literally just like you can hit devil fruit users without needing a sword. Well, without needing hockey. I sound stupid. Without needing hockey. And that's about it. I think per upgrade you're going to need different items, or just per sword you're going to need different items. I'm not too sure, but it's one of those. So it's either per upgrade you need a different item, or per sword. Here he was talking about like how in chests you get blueprints for everything. So you're not going to get the item itself. You actually have to craft the item, and these chests give like armor, weapon, and ship part blueprints, I believe. Also, they were going over the fact that, well, you can make your own restaurant and stuff, but we also got to focus on the fact that NPCs are talking with each other in the game. Like, NPCs are not, you don't have to do a quest, they are physically talking to each other by themselves. Also that part. To explain a little more, I'm basically saying, like, you know all the traits that were showed a little earlier in the video? You can basically do like those traits. You can become a professional cook, tree chopper, I guess, I forgot, lumberjack I mean, and so on. You can become a professional in all of that, and you can actually, I think he said level up, I'm not too sure, but yeah, you can basically have a career in the game. So right here he's just basically talking about how you spawn mounts and stuff. Like, you can summon in animals that will help you traverse the Rell Seas world, I guess, or however you want to say it. There's multiple mounts, like there's Smoker's Car, I know that, and I know you can have a dragon as a mount. They didn't show us all the mounts in this game, they just pretty much showed us like all the ground mounts, pretty much. They didn't show us like every single one, but that's about it. Also, before they got distracted by the mounts, they were talking about how there's going to be like jail systems in the game, which I personally kind of find cool. So here's how I think it's going to be. It's not like 1, 2, 3, but like first jail is like just jail, second is probably impel down, then third is maybe execution. If there's more than 3, I don't know, cause yeah, I just don't know. That's pretty much all for the jail system that I know of. Right here they were just going over the fact that swords and so on, like such as the Icy Mihawk sword, Sabo's pipe, and that's really all I saw. There's also like a dagger he had, and he had like this really like great axe that axe blade on each side, so, and it had a skull on it, so I don't know if it's going to be like, maybe, no, it wouldn't be an event item. That would be kind of dumb for them to showcase event items this in the introduction to the game. You get it. Alright, next section. To make this short, he's just basically going over the Geppo system. Like, you have to face your camera the way you want a Geppo, so if you want a Geppo up, face your camera up, but by default, if you don't move your camera at all when you Geppo, you just automatically go up. So you can go left, right, up, down, basically any direction you want to go, well, that your camera can go. And yeah, you can also like PvP on top of the Geppo, as you just saw. That's all. On top of that, I also forgot to mention the fact that you can execute people from behind. So example, say you have a sword. I don't know if it works for players, maybe only NPCs, but if you have like a weapon and you're behind somebody, you're going to like Assassin's Creed take them out without them knowing. Like basically Cyberpunk snapping their neck and so on. And that's all. On top of that, different weapons will have different ranges. Example, like big weapons like an axe will have large range, katanas will have medium range, and daggers will have small range. So this time you guys won't have to complain when they say, you have more range to me, when they possibly don't or possibly do. I gotta stop saying that's all, but on top of that you can also, they have Q specials, like specs as they said, and you can also perfect block. And perfect block isn't a stun, it's a knockback. So if you like parry somebody or perfect block, they're going to get launched back instead of just getting stunned, which will prevent somebody spamming it just to get combos off. I'm calling a lot of you out right now, and you know who I am. There's also something called quick draw where you can like change weapons mid fight or mid combo, I think, or they just like mid, like every time you drop a combo. I'm not too sure.
All my fellas. All my fellas. All my fellas.
crew customization in this game is like every other game, however a little more special. Instead of needing to choose your own custom ID, well, flag or whatever, you actually can just use the in-game ones. Like you can choose your own accessories for the flag, your own name, and also like every other One Piece game or crew-based game, if the name is taken, you can't use it. So yeah, if you want a crew name, you gotta hurry up and grind to get a crew before it's too late. They are always ready to take a fucking crew name, I'm telling you. Okay, this part's gonna be hard to explain. So basically, there's I think 3 or 4 different types of ships, and you can customize any part of it. You can customize the cannons, the rams, so on. You can customize the crew, the cannons, and yes, everything is important. Those ship stats are indeed important. Now, I can't really explain this very thoroughly due to the fact that if I tried to, this video would probably be like actually an hour long. I'm trying to do this video within under an hour long. Well, it's already about an hour long, but I mean, like, you know, edit it to make it, you get it. But I don't know how to physically explain this, so all I'm gonna say is that the ship stats matter. You can add crews, like the crew button right there to your boat, maps, cannons, rams, I think, and yeah, that's the best I can explain it. Sorry, this is too complicated for me to comprehend. Rell team decided to go to science class and put Newton's law into their game. An item in motion stays in motion. You can pretty much boat PvP. What that means is that if somebody's on your boat and they want to fight you, you will no longer get force pushed 1 inch by Darth Vader. You will actually be able to fight back and proceed to do combos on them. I do not know if you can do air combos, but all I know is that you can boat PvP. So I'm chilling, I'm happy, and I can finally fight people off who go on my boat and I can't do anything about it. Thank you, Rell team. I also forgot to mention the fact that he said you're going to have like your own crew to fire the cannon. So yet again, if you played Arcane Odyssey, it's something like that. You have your own crew to fire your cannons and so on. It's nice, isn't it? For the ship cannon system, they did 2 things. First, they made it so like you actually kind of have to aim your cannon. Like you can't just fire in one direction and it's not going to keep going that direction until it hits something. You have to like tilt it to aim it and so on. Also, there's damage multipliers. So like basically, if you keep hitting, there's like weak points. If you keep hitting that weak point, then you're going to get more damage on the opponent's boat. So the yellow marker is 1. The orange marker is 2 damage multiplier, and the red one is the highest, which is 3. So yeah, if you keep hitting these markers, your opponent is going to drown. So the Rell team says you will be put into prisons, and then the prisons will be from level 1, waiting, to level 2, mining, to level 3, impel down. Also, if you attack NPCs in the game, they will alert the Marines, and you proceed to get jumped by an entire fleet. The Marine base will only open up for Marines and not pirates or civilians, but you can just climb or Geppo over it, so it's not really that big of a deal for people who are going to use Geppo or climb. Well, people are going to use climb, obviously. Anyways, you can only get such a high rank in the beginning because you have to talk to the Rell/world government to get a high rank, like Admiral, I believe. And yeah, that's the entire Marine ranking system. They also mentioned how the islands shown in the video won't be as close to each other as, well, shown in the video, but we all knew that, so yeah. This next part is just the Rell team verbally and logically destroying every single other One Piece game on Roblox. Besides, like, he's actually using logic. He isn't just talking trash to talk trash. He's using logic, guys. I was surprised by this too. Anyways, we finally finished the video. This took 1 week and 1 day to edit, so yeah, I'm done. I probably won't upload for another 1 month, but yeah, this is going to be my Great Rell Seas summary video. Now please like and subscribe, share this with everybody, and if you don't, Rell Seas will never open. One sword style, testicular torture.